I'm walking along here. I don't even know the name of the road. It's like a motorway between Ennis and like the outskirts. I sometimes go for a walk here in the evenings. And it's raining. It's a grey day. I'm, as usual, questioning the validity of my actions. What am I doing? I'm going to try and make another piece of Body Alphabet, for the Body Alphabet series today. And it's perfect weather conditions. Hopefully it'll work out okay. Lots of election posters. Also just thinking about the idea of interrupting an atmosphere, interrupting a space by making these actions. It's wonderful how insignificant you feel outside with the birds singing and the perspective and the size of me compared to everything else. So it's quite comforting to know that any tiny interruption I might make is basically insignificant. So that's quite comforting. I'm back here on the motorway walking along on a bank holiday Monday. I'm coming back to redo a piece I made last week for the Body Alphabet series, which I misspelt. When I was watching it last night, I noticed, I'm like, Jesus Christ, now I have to go and do it again. So I'm recording this for posterity because I want to look back at it in maybe a year and remember how stressed I felt 4 days before having to submit my final work for my master's. Okay, I'll check back in once it's done. Okay, so that's done. I got it in frame. No problems except very windy. Lots of traffic going past. Tractors, lorries. And as usual, after making, I feel totally post slump. I'm like, why was I even worried about that? And so I recognise this now as normal post-event. I was reading over the blog posts I'd written and was rewatching the film that documents the live art pieces called Conversations with Myself, which is what I'm submitting for the degree show. And I remembered one of the tutors, Kimberly, saying, you know, that this master's is not the be all and end all. It is where you're at right now. It is, as she put it quite lyrically, it is a moment to observe the sediment settling on the bottom of the sea. So it's a stop, it's a take, it's a pause, it's a look at where I'm at. So when I look at it in that context, I find that very comforting because I was getting myself in an existential tangle about whether the work was of a calibre that I deemed sufficient. And it's not about good or bad. One thing I do want to comment about, though, is how it made me feel making the work. And I did say something about it already when I was walking back from the motorway. But when I make a piece of work, it completely takes me out of the situation I'm in. And I had never thought about this because I've always thought about outwardly, is there any small disturbance being caused? Yes, I can feel the atmosphere change. Yes, it becomes more electric. Yes, there's an energy, a sense of energy in the air. But I'm feeling that. Am I causing it or is it happening around me? I don't know. I know that after I make it, I feel exhilarated, quickly followed by a post-making slump of, that was really not that hard. Why were you in such a ball of stress over the anticipation of making that? It's because of fear. It's fear of looking stupid, fear of being silly, fear of people judging. And as soon as you've done it, those fears have all evaporated. They've all dissipated. They're gone. And your rational head takes over again. So whether or not this is, it occurred to me, this could be some sort of subconscious substitute for kicks, looking for a thrill. I don't know, but I feel like having made this work, the next step is to go and try some, I'm not going to call it proper performance because what I've made is valid in its own right for what it is. But I would like to try making some work in front of an audience whose job it is to stand and watch and who are conscious of their role, as opposed to people passing me by accident, not really sure what to do, which is fine too. And sometimes I would think maybe even better. But all in all, making the live art actions has been an experience that I realise I can only build on, because I'm still intrigued as to see what I can learn and find out and develop from continuing. And so for what it was worth doing just for that reason.